So we can't talk masculine energy without talking about money. We're talking men rating. Without talking money, we can't rate a man, because the ultimate benchmark, the ultimate evidence, one of the strongest cues to a man's masculine energy is where he's at regarding his career and financial status. And we're going to break that down. And masculine energy is leading, achieving, providing, and protecting. So if a man is not leading in his career, then there's no way he's going to be able to lead you through life, baby. If that so calling himself man hasn't have accomplished anything in his career, then he's not a man. Like, he is on the other side of the line towards the feminine energy there with the feminine. Masculine means that you're going to come to me and show me achievements, a good bank status, and a nice bank account. So the 9 to 5 hamsters running the corporate wheels. Feminine men, no ambition, no self-respect. How many bosses are over you? How many bosses can boss you around? Where is his masculine energy? Where is his leadership? Where are his achievements? Where is his discipline? Where is his ambition? Those are the core traits of masculine energy. So if he did not manage to show that in his job or career, then he has none, period. So he hit 40 years old with 9 bosses that boss him around, 10 alarms every morning, and 0 freedom. Excuse me, how come you're a man? It doesn't align. So if he's not an entrepreneur, if he's not leading somehow, if he's not building a business, if he's not accomplishing no recognizable achievements, no credible accomplishments, only nagging and complaining about the economy and the system. Let me tell you something. A man that blames the system or the circumstances that he couldn't accomplish anything is just a whining, broken, spoiled brat that needs a woman to mother him and tell him it's okay. I know the economy is bad. I know your boss doesn't like you. That's why you didn't get that promotion. I know they are jealous of you. That's why they're not giving you any upgrades in your job. Yeah. So those salary waiters, salary slaves, those hamsters that run the corporate wheels, these are red sirens, like run, 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 not red flags. Red sirens, they're telling you, a man in that position can do you no good, baby. Because he has a major, huge defect in his masculine energy, and he's probably on the feminine side. So a man who is comfortable with being in a corporate job where he's being bossed around and he wastes his salary at the end of the month, no visible accomplishments, no leadership, that man is going to come back home and wants to play leader. So he's going to try to control you to feel like a man. So very dangerous. Very dangerous. So when you're a high value woman, if you're looking for a real man, you want to stay as far away as possible as you can from the corporate hamsters. Having covered the corporate job hamsters running on their little wheels with no purpose or real power, let's move on to the next overhyped category. Doctors engineers, and pilots. The holy trinity of supposedly high-value men: doctors, engineers, and pilots. Yeah, those titles that make aunties swoon and mothers start wedding plans on spot. Doctors, engineers, and pilots, the polished losers, the glorified employees with just better LinkedIn bios. Don't get played by the lab coat, baby. Don't get played by the lab coat. So, doctors and engineers, doctors including physical doctors and dentists, boys who made it through books, not balls. So they became professionally and socially approved underachievers. Somehow, the society has glorified them, overhyped them for no obvious reason. After all, they are corporate job hamsters. I mean, they are small employees in big institutions where they run under so many bosses. They follow a certain system and get bossed around all the time. No real ambition, no real purpose. The myth about like saving lives or creating stuff is just a facade to cover up for their true underachievement. So they just work for corporates and they just perform for the salary. Nothing about saving lives or creating or building. Unless the doctor or the engineer is an entrepreneur who is well known for being so good at what he does, has his own practice, and actually makes a difference in the world. Otherwise, they're just degree decorated or degree labeled corporate job hamsters. Doctors and engineers are not successful men, probably not men to begin with. But I kind of do understand why they are a little bit overrated, why they're so overrated. Like they have somehow managed to succeed. They made it with books, but if they could not prove their masculine energy by being an entrepreneur in what they have accomplished primarily by books, they made it with books and then show us something, show us achievement, show us masculine energies, show us manhood, leadership, achievements, making a difference in the world. Show us. We can't acknowledge you only because you just passed the tricky test. We can't. Just being objective. And now, with our grand finale, title Every Man Thinks It's His Golden Ticket to Being a Catch. Yes, pilots, the overhyped, over romanticized, and emotionally bankrupt skyboys. Now, I can understand how society might have overhyped doctors and engineers, but what's the deal with pilots, ladies? I mean, why? Why? You realize that pilots haven't even made it with books. They failed to get into any school program. And then they went somewhere and finished some kind of course where they learned what button does what. And they came back to drive an aircraft. They're like airborne Ubers. It does not even take anything to become a pilot. And let me tell you that, and I can assure you, no, they're not handsome. Like, they're not. Just check every pilot of every airplane you take. You will be surprised of how unattractive they are. Like, and they have very lousy paychecks. They don't even get paid well. What's the hype? What's it all about with the pilots? Who gave them that false glory? Who polished them that much? We're gonna have to put an end for that. And we might as well mention the moral compass or the lack of one. Pilots are often morally bankrupt. cheating in every country they land in, flying through turbulence and smooth skies, and still believe they're like a big deal. They're a catch. They're incapable of landing a committed relationship, even if you lit up a runway in front of them. And professionally, from a professional point of view, they are underpaid, overworked, disrespected by every member of the airline all over the world. This job title, pilot, is not a job title that runs with respect. They are disrespected as a job title. But do they leave? No. They stay, they complain, and they flex a uniform that lost its value about 100 years ago. Nothing masculine there, just submission dressed as status, i.e., feminine, big time. So, no, being a pilot does not make you high value. It just makes you low value with severe masculine energy defect at 30,000 feet. So, next time when you think about rating a woman or labeling her, ask yourself how strong is your back and how many pounds can you lift up. Take a look at your teeth and check your bank account. You don't get to wear a crown until you have built a kingdom. And you don't get to judge a woman if you haven't mastered your masculine energy. And until then, you might want to consider talking less and doing more. In other words, stay quiet and go fix your teeth.